Last time I clicked
where
start.
the game was basically impossible to solo, but you could
Oh no
build
no,
up
you
your like
can
team
sort
of
it.
NPCs that you brought with you.
Like, realistically, the NPCs in this game are more useful for their statuses that they inflict, because actually, if you just leave them to do their own shit, they won't even kill the monster in the 40 minutes, the 50 minutes that the quest goes on for. They won't even get the monster down to like 30% health. So, realistically speaking, they're useful, but only useful to do statuses and knockdowns and stuff like that. So, I'll give them usefulness, but that's really it. Tablet, don't fucking be dead.
I just had breakfast. It was steamed vegetables.
Oh, I'm fucking starving. I'm hoping that people bring me back a pizza. They've gone to. I don't know if you have it in the UK, in the US. Called.
Because
They've gone to a
you
place
heard
called.
that, right? I
I mean,
had
vegetables
steamed
are good.
vegetables.
Vegetables are good. Like they've gone to a place called Costco. I don't know if you have it in the US.
I've heard of it.
Basically, it's like a wholesale market, but apparently they do.
It's not here, and it's I believe it's one of the brands that used to supply like Walmart, but I know Sam's Club is
Oh,
like
for
that too.
fuck's sake, my fucking tablet is
I,
so shit.
the nearest Costco I think is probably in like Pittsburgh or like fucking
There we go.
2 hours away.
Oh, come on, tablet, stop being so shit. Get a charge, come on. No, I didn't want. Okay, there we go. Whew. Also, look how much damage this gun does. When I go to the tea shop and get some. I don't know if you got the stream on it yet or not yet, but.
Nope, I have a different YouTube video up.
I can hear it. Ah, copyright. Ah.
It's a game called Interstellar Rift.
Ah, copyright. Ah.
See, I don't think that necessarily applies to YouTube videos. Well, it depends because like I always enable Creative Commons in all my videos because fuck it, if people want to like use my shit and like react to my shit and all that stuff, fucking let them.
Phew, pardon me.
But I need to finish the fucking Ninja Quest line videos that I never finished.
Yeah, you
So I
do
was
actually.
sick for like a month straight, and then I don't know.
Phew, pardon me.
I really didn't have the. I haven't had the effort to like do anything lately for some reason. Like I slept pretty much all
I
of
mean,
yesterday.
you don't. Remember, you can always just like replay the cutscenes if you want, but I mean, people just want to watch you replay them.
Listen,
Which did you do
people
up to?
watch them for my stupid voices.
Where did you do up to, by the way? Was it at the end of Heaven's
Uh,
Ward? Because if it's the end of Stormblood, you've only actually got one quest left to go, and then you can have to start looking at another fucking quest line.
I don't even remember what my last video was. I think it was the 63 quest?
That's fine then, just start from
Yes,
there.
63. So
Well, there
I
you
have
go.
to do 65, 68, and 70.
I need to actually get on making those guides to classes again, my opinions on them, because my opinions on some of the classes have vastly changed since the start of the expansion, which is why I stopped making them.
There would be a level 80 quest that technically doesn't unlock anything, but is semi-relevant.
Like, it's actually hilarious how much my opinion on the classes has changed at the start of the expansion, because you got like Dancer, it went from, yeah, it's fun, but it's not worth its own buffs, to, yeah, it's actually a good class now, and now it's back to, it's fun, but it's not worth its own buffs anymore. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I should actually go make those
The
videos.
newer videos haven't actually gotten like any views, but then again, like I don't know. Maybe at some point I should consider making a video trying to get people to comment on what they would like to see.
Go for it. Cause yeah, go for it. I have a feeling he's gonna be annoying as shit with a heavy bowgun, but you know what? Fuck it, let's go for it. That is a heck of a lot of skills. But, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, you do. It's never heals. got a feeling it's going to go really wrong for me. Shogun's turn. I'm not exactly confident against Rajang with a Bogon. So this is going to be. Do you know, it really shows how much of a non-threat that I see Rajang when I think Shogun's Senator is more terrifying than than the crab. Like, seriously. Like, they need to like entirely redo Rajang. I think they were too scared like to change Rajang because they wanted to keep the original Rajang moveset. But honestly, they kind of like Rajang just doesn't translate well to 3D. Well, not 3D. I guess not 3D. Like New Age, I guess you'd call it. What would you call it, Zan, on the updated monster? Because it's already 3D.
What?
And what would you call the new updated Monster Hunter? Because obviously it's just so different from the old ones that you can't call it like 3D Monster Hunter. What would you actually call it?
What are you talking about?
Like the new Monster Hunter style.
I don't know what you're expecting of me.
Look, I'm expecting you to go to bed because you've been up for like 50 bajillion hours.
And yet you keep asking stupid questions.
No, I'm expecting you to go to bed. I'm actually surprised you're still here, and when I said go to bed, you didn't go, okay. I just went to bed.
You asked stupid questions.
What are you here for?
I was in bed.
Well, go the fuck to bed!
I might.
And you can laugh at as I die to a fucking crab if you want.
Alternatively, I could just not sleep. Ever again.
No, you'd die. I think you'd die after like, what is it, 3-4 days or something?
Ah, but then I wouldn't be asleep. I'd be dead.
Yeah, but we don't indulge that here. We don't endorse that.
It's okay, without any sort of external stimulants or drugs or something, it's next to impossible to stay awake long enough to die.
Oh yeah, because I don't think your body's going to allow you to actively, you know, hard rig and kill yourself. That would be a design flaw. Ow! That would be one heck of a design flaw. Your body just allows you to effectively fucking self-destruct.
I mean, your body allows you to self-sacrifice for other people.
But yeah, but that's not your body. That's the mind taking over. It is. That's the mind. That's not the body.
And what do you think controls the body?
Yeah.
The mind.
Well, yes, but I mean, like in general, like your subconscious things, like falling asleep, your mind is actually gonna say, "Why am I yeet?" There we go. Have a yeet.
Why am I yeet?
Well, I was gonna say, why am I not yeeting the Sugar Senator into Nagakuga? Tail slam! Bush! Tail slam! Bush! Tail slam again! Bush! Oh, get your tail out the floor.
I've never fallen asleep in my chair.
Tail slam!
If I never left my chair, how would I ever fall asleep?
I think you have fallen asleep though. Chair. I think you've fallen asleep once in your chair.
No, I've laid my head on my desk, but I've never actually fallen asleep in my chair.
I could have sworn you fall asleep in your chair before.
Well, Brian hasn't said anything yet for the last thing I had him do, so I'm guessing his computer's running better.
Oh, we can ask him.
I had him run a tool to defrag, like, the system, and it turns out that he had, like, 20% fragmentation.
Ah, that would explain a bit. Imagine, you wouldn't explain like, how it's running that slow, but...
Fragmentation on a hard drive is really bad.
But yeah, but so long to actually...
I also had him... The tool I had him use didn't just defrag, it defragged and optimized, so it used the most commonly used things to the start of the drive where it's faster.
Get back here, you fucking... crab.
You're a crap.
I don't think I am, you know.
Somebody replied to my comment, right? Oh,
Plus.
man, thank you. What did I type?
I don't know. What did
Already
you have?
forgotten what I responded to. This says, is there any way to undervolt/underclock RDNA Gen 1 in stable build of Debian? And I said, I haven't used Debian in a while, but the overclocking category from here should still apply, and I linked them to the Archwiki overclocking category. And I went, man, thank you. So I'm gonna guess it might have worked.
Ah! Aha! Why was there an iframe in my sheathing?
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Somebody else posted a link to a GitHub page. He responded to him and he said, thanks, man. I did that exactly an hour ago following Zinder Druid Shadow's post. Because, just Zinder was fucking taken for some reason. That is the greatest guide. Everything is smooth. I only touched the power cap to 100 watts. I'm surprised to see FPS difference between stock 225 and 100 watts is less than 40%. Yeah, so he did what I linked and it seemed to have fucking worked. I figured, because it's technically on the kernel level, which is actually shared between all Linux distributions. So.
I feel like Linux is like a like a fucking stonemasons club or whatever. You just at the door going, nope, not allowed in, no Linux. You're only allowed Linux here.
Fuck you! I installed Linux on my dad's fucking laptop to run, so he could run Netflix and shit on his fucking TV, and Amazon Prime, in his bedroom. And he hasn't had any problems with it because I specifically chose a setup that was closer to Windows so he wouldn't be lost.
Look, okay. I just like that meme about writing, 6 hours worth of code to change your background.
Listen, I couldn't tell you how to change my background via the terminal. I just right click on the desktop and choose configure desktop and wallpaper. Alternatively, I think this one also has... yeah, I can just right-click on an image and say set as wallpaper. And it will set it as the wallpaper for all desktops.
Oh?
Listen, Linux is nowhere near as difficult as people say. It's just that there are aspects that make it obnoxious at times.
I mean, in all fairness, everything has aspects like that.
I mean, fucking Windows fights with no end. Why do you think I'm so fucking hating on it?
Yeah, I don't hate Windows. The only one that I actively think is
fucking stutter and performance issues in Windows is not even funny.
the only one that I actively think is trash, and I hate their products in general because I hate the company as a general, is Apple. I think Mac's that utter dog shit. The company is an arse, and honestly, they're just a fucking joke. I hate also how Apple fucking users are fanatics. They don't care that Apple are literally just taking everything out of their wallet, not giving a shit, and laughing at them as they have to replace their products every year or so.
Believe it or not, a lot of people that use Windows are like that. They're absolute fanatics and see everything else as inferior and useless. Windows
has one very good thing going for it, and I will give it that. It's compatibility with pretty much everything. And you can get a Windows computer. You don't need to worry about what will run on it.
There's, depending on what you're doing, compatibility is better in Linux. It's just that stuff like mouse stuff, there is third-party tools, open source tools in Linux that allow you to do similar stuff like set your DPI and change the lighting. It's just that you're at the mercy of people to implement things because the devs don't do fuck all.
Oh yeah, because that's the joy of open source.
Steam Deck is slowly starting to actually increase adoption rates of fucking Linux on different systems. There's actually a company that has they're trying to work with Valve, or maybe they don't even have to work with Valve. I don't think they actually have to technically to use SteamOS on their stuff. And what people don't realize is, if Linux ever becomes mainstream on hardware, on laptops and shit, you'll pay less for laptops. Because the company has to pay fucking Windows. They have to... Well, technically Microsoft is paying them for a fucking monopoly, which I don't see how that's fucking legal, but...
Same way Apple don't do... Oh shit. Same way Apple have no right to repair. It's not legal. Basically, it's not.
They actually lost against the right to repair
Like,
stuff in this
yeah,
case, so
yeah,
not
but it's
entirely
not it's not technically a monopoly, but it is because there's nothing stopping someone else from making an OS.
Now, whenever Apple tries to go after these companies that are, you know, these like small businesses that are repairing Apple devices despite not being one of their certified repair things, Apple's trying to go after them. Doesn't work, by the way.
Well, yeah, because right to repair, it's a big thing, and it should be. No offense, because if you don't have a right to
You
repair,
may not supply the parts, but that doesn't mean they can't get them.
yeah, it's just a fucking part, and there's nothing stopping anyone from buying a part. If you own something, no one can stop you from selling it. Yours.
That's
So
the thing. Apple actively tries to make sure that the parts aren't available as well.
yeah, I know. But the fact is, they can't stop someone from buying, say,
a broken thing where
Yeah.
a different part is broken and salvage.
that's what I was about to say. You can't stop someone from, say, buying an iPhone, taking it apart, and selling the bits. Can't do that. There's nothing to stop you. There's nothing. Like, it's
don't
yours.
Oh, don't worry. Apple tries.
Oh, I know they do. This is why I said they're an absolute scum company. It's why, like, I think they're one of the most scum companies on the earth.
That's one of the real problems with like Windows is it's trying to become Windows as a service, and there is actually architecture and systems in place where Microsoft, at the flip of a switch, could put advertisements in your fucking file explorer.
Which honestly,
during a development phase.
Which honestly, here's the thing: if they did that on non-licensed versions of Windows, it would actually be a good way to actually just say, well, Windows is free, but you'll have to deal with advertisements. Which is actually, I'd be down for that. So you can get rid of them if you just pay for the license of Windows. Because let's be honest.
Except for it would no longer be a license at that point because Microsoft would charge you a monthly subscription.
No, I'm not saying a subscription. I'm saying like if it's the way it is now, where you buy it and there's no ads, but or you can deal with the ads, but obviously like you get it for effectively free.
You can't even buy a fucking Windows license and have access to Solitaire without having to buy it.
Why would you want Solitaire? Honestly, it's such a dated.
I used to play Solitaire all the time until Windows stopped including it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good, but there's about 700 websites you can go on online that you can play Solitaire. That's the issue with that. Like, it's
all
one
of which try to get money out of you for some reason.
Every website tries to get money. I hate to tell you this, Simon, but every business is first and foremost is to make money. Every business that ever says they're about the people, every business that ever says anything like that, they're all lying because they're all buzzwords because they want to make money. If then, first and foremost, a business's business is to make money. It doesn't matter who they are, what they are.
Trying to make money and trying to basically extort you and.
But that's the point. Every business is going to go.
Loot boxes are. Just
well, yes, but every business is going to go as far as they can go, without pissing off. Well, and then backstep to know where their line is. That's why I have respect for for Monster Hunter, for example, because they've said loot boxes will never be in Monster Hunter. Which then even then Capcom made them make that fucking shitty ass Monster Hunter gacha game in Japan.
I also fucking absolutely despise battle passes.
I actually don't mind battle passes depending on what's in them.
Like the 14 one isn't bad because you don't pay anything for it.
Depending on what's in them, a battle pass is both good and bad, in all fairness.
Like I've never bought a battle pass in Apex, mostly because everything that's in them is trash.
Oh boy! Oh really, Rajang? You just punched me? Okay, thank you. I'm okay with this.
That's an excuse to make one decent item and then do a whole bunch of stuff that isn't, and then try and charge you like 20 bucks.
It all depends. Like honestly, battle passes that are like, oh yeah, the paid route gets a bit more, but if the final, the end like actual result is both free for paid users and the thing, so like you.
No, it never has been.
No, it never is. But there's a couple of them that are
always on the paid track.
No, there's a couple of them that are though. Like I think the only one that I've seen that did that, I think might have been. What's it called? They're called a fucking shitty ass fucking Ubisoft MMO, not MMO, shooty game. The fuck is it called? The one where the virus broke out, killed everyone. The one where COVID happened in their universe.
Division?
Yeah, there you go. I think Division did it. Where?
They didn't have a battle pass.
Yeah, Division 2 has. And I think
the first one didn't.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Division 2. And regardless if you're on the free track or the paid track. The end reward, if I'm right, is the same. Like, everyone gets that gun. The problem with it is that it's literally like, hey, cool, you did this part of the Battle Pass, now wait a month for the next part of the Battle Pass to come out. So they're really calling you to play rather than anything.
Super fucking rude, and you'd complete a fucking mission, and you'd, like, queue up to get into another one, and then their system would finally pop up and be like, hey, we noticed that you missed out on these rewards, because You remember that old fucking pop-up dialogue?
Yeah, the worst is how pay-to-win premium actually was.
And fucking, like, Fallen Earth was even worse at one point. Where if you were not paying, there was just a box that was stuck on your screen you couldn't get rid of.
Well, I said the worst is just how pay-to-win premium actually was. And I don't think they ever fixed that. Like, even like the actual cooldown thing, they never fixed. Because people are like, oh, it's only cooldown. It's like, that's a big fucking deal.
on, like, nitrous and stuff, so.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. That's still pay to win when you consider you have literally half the cooldown of somebody else.
No, I'm saying, like, that's without premium. It's like a minute.
Yeah,
the same duration
but
now.
oh, is it now they actually fixed that? Okay, well at least that's one thing.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the things Little Orbit did.
Well, at least I'll give them that credit.
Unfortunately, the game is already dead.
Oh, I said I've got really nothing good to say about Little Orbit in that regard of how they treat. Other than they've made it less pay to win, because I guarantee you'll still get more money and shit from premium. And everyone will go, oh yeah, because you've got to incentivize it some way. The customization is the incentive enough. So Jean, could you not be angry please so I can put a shout trap down?
Like, don't get me wrong, premium systems where they provide you a discount or, like, currency monthly to use in their
No,
shop.
discounts can go suck a dick, because all effectively you're doing, you're paying to have the privilege to pay more.
Well, Star Wars The Old Republic actually does both. They give you currency every month and you get a discount.
The currency every month thing I'm down for, because that's actually a thing. That bit thing. Like, I'm down for like things like more customization and whatever.
Both, it means that currency they give you actually goes even further.
Well, here's the thing: they're not doing both because the shop is still the same price. It's just the discount price is the actual price. That's how they get you. It's like all those scum companies that say, "Oh, buy, I don't know, 40." Like the package costs 1,000 V-bucks or whatever. But packages are in rows of 400, so you've got to buy over or under the amount you actively need for the package.
I'm pretty sure any company that when they release an item and it's technically at a sale price to begin with is actually illegal as well.
Yes, it's not actually, as long as it actually has to be on the shop for that price sometime. But you know what's also becoming illegal in the UK soon, hopefully? The actual practice of changing your currency into a currency, so things like V-Bucks and shit, are all hopefully becoming illegal soon in the UK if the new bill passes. Because they know what it's for. It's to hide the actual amount of money you're really spending.
I've always hated fucking individual company currency bullshit.
Yeah, it's literally it's to deassociate you.
Steam does that too. You turn it into Steam Bucks, but it's literally a 1-to-1 rate.
If it's 1-to-1, it's fine because then you're just it's effectively just having a credit. But doing like 800 points of your arbitrary things like riot points or whatever, all they're doing is literally just disassociating you from your money.
Getting you to buy stuff buy points or something during a sale that you just may never even use, so you actually get nothing in return.
Yep. And as I said, like realistically speaking, whenever people go, "Oh, it's on sale," it's like no, the sale prices effectively are the real prices of the item, because that's where they know you're going to buy it. They know you're going to buy it at that price. They know you're not going to buy it at full price. So therefore, the sale price is the real price.
Just like, for example, right? My teapot I bought recently, my electric kettle, replaced my one that was dying. Right? On the company's website, it's $50. In Walmart, it was $27. And you know it probably cost them like $4 to make.
Probably. I like 2. They're all imported from China out there. Let's be honest. Almost all kettles are effectively made in the same fucking warehouse.
So that's the thing. I've seen the teardown, and it appears to be at least slightly differently made.
By the way, is my stream been on this entire time? Or my actually finally just updated. But as I said, like, companies like that absolutely scum because they know what they're doing. And they're deliberately doing it because they want you to spend more. Like, and it's fine that they're all in it, that every company's in it for money, but when it's something like gaming, you've got to be in it to make money. And effectively everywhere, you get more money when you have repeat sales because your product is quality. Not because of... Like, word of mouth is a lot better than fucking celebrity endorsement, but the problem is that people realistically want celebrity endorsement. Stupid. Because there's no higher compliment than someone who's actually got a product saying, yes, I would buy this again. That's as far as I'm concerned, that's probably the highest compliment that you can get from anybody, you know what I mean? I know you're falling asleep.
I'm not quite making it there. I can't think of too many companies where I bought stuff and been like, yeah, I'd buy it again.
Me neither. Because...
One of the few exceptions is literally like the IBC root beer I bought, but it's like proper well-made root beer, and it's not made with high fructose corn syrup. It's actually made with like actual fucking sugar.
Again, like I'm with you. Like, genuinely, like, there's not many things where I would say, yes, that is actually a good product. I would buy that again. Unless it's like, obviously, if it's like a meal or something like that, obviously I like. It's like, okay, whatever, I like the meal. But when it's like, okay, yeah.
But that's one of the annoying things, like, about meals is like, even at work, I can have the same person make the same fucking thing on different days, and it will be slightly different every time.
Yes. I get that as well.
It's one of those things where it makes you go, man, if cooks ever get replaced by a fucking machine, at least you know it will be consistent. You know, until the brand of the ingredients they buy it changes.
Well, that's the problem again, is that everyone's wanting their shit for cheaper, and effectively it ends with just the customer getting fucked. Like, there's a bakery here called
Not only the consumer, it's oftentimes the employees.
Well, like, for example, there's a bakery here called Cooper's. Now, the bakery used to be absolutely fantastic. And they used to do these really nice sandwiches called Plowman's. I don't know if you have them in the US, a type of Plowman's sandwich. It's basically like a large sandwich. And they used to do this it used to be amazing. It used to be absolutely delicious. But the company got bought over by someone or something like that, and then it got into the thing they decided to cut costs. But they cut costs, and they basically like cut the quality of the sandwiches and all that shit. Nobody went there anymore. And they actively have gone into administration and like bankruptcy and all that stuff. And as everyone said, yeah, it's because you cut costs, you cut all this, you took away what we liked from from the bakery, which was the quality of the actual bakery. And we felt we were getting definitely our money's worth of these sandwiches, which weren't cheap by any regard, but they were fucking good.
It's getting to the point where, like, when buyouts happen, people are like, well, I'll try it after the things have changed, but
yeah,
people will very quickly
even the people at the store. Even the people at the store were like, yeah, this, like, for example, they used to have really nice, it was like a chicken mayonnaise sandwich filler or whatever. It's fucking delicious with all these spices and all that stuff, and it was amazing. And even the people at the store went, yeah, it's crap now. They were just like, yeah, this is trash, no one likes it anymore. And it used to be like their number one sandwich filler because it had like bacon and all that stuff in it. It was just amazing. And they changed it to literally just chicken breast with mayonnaise. And everyone went, this is shit. We're not buying this again. But they got like that one sale from like their loyal customers at first, and then when people asked what the fuck is this shit, they went, and when they said this is the new filler, sorry, people took over, we changed everything. Everyone, okay,
basically,
well, bye.
The company got bought out, and you know the company above that didn't make their returns back.
Yeah, they went, yeah, no. Pretty much everyone who bought from before went, yeah, okay, bye. We'll go to Cooper, we'll go to Greg's, for example, which is the bakery which effectively has just replaced it entirely. Cooper's used to be like
your own bakery? Wow.
Yeah, Cooper's used to be like the main bakery in like South Yorkshire, and honestly, ever since like they did all these changes, Greg's has just taken over, and Greg's has started its own line, its own chain line, all that stuff, and Cooper's is just basically doesn't exist anymore. They've got like a few small bakeries open, but it's all just like crap. They're like struggling to survive now. And it's like, yeah, I wonder why you sacrifice the quality of your products. Like, genuinely, probably yeah. Like, genuinely, every other day I would walk down because it's only about a mile walk from my house. So every other day I would walk down and be like, you know what? I want a Plowman's. Okay, I'm just gonna go get a fucking Plowman's. See you in a bit. See you in about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go get one.
Now you walk 3 miles to go get a Greg's.
No, I don't. I don't walk there at all. I don't do anything there because there's no Greg's around here.
Oh, well then.
If I want to go to Greg's, I've got to.
Harming the local business at this point.
Yeah, that's all. If I want a Greg's, I've got to order from like Just Eat or something like that because yeah, they're fucking expensive. Just Eat. But this is the only way because the only closest one to me is in town, and I'm not walking all that far.
And like, I'm sure you'll agree with this. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, it still tastes good," but
No, they don't.
No. Listen, but I disagree. There's a lot of stuff. Like, there's a reason why I pretty much always order the same thing at the restaurant, and that's because I know that not a single ingredient in that food that I buy is frozen or reheated.
Yep.
And I've literally told people I don't buy anything else because if I want something that's reheated, I'll buy some fucking like instant mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I'm not. I hate it when I will not go to a restaurant or anything like that.
And they're like, oh, but it's good. It's just like, so is instant mashed potatoes.
No, I will not
it's
go.
All about the seasoning. It has nothing to do
I will not
with
go to a restaurant that I know is just like reheated food because I'm at a restaurant. I'm paying premium prices. I want a premium product because if I'm gonna pay £5 for say like microwave fucking a meal, I might as well just buy the microwave meal for like £1.
On an average night, if somebody comes in, right, and let's say they order fucking, let's say they order a turkey sandwich or turkey melt, something like that, or even just straight up turkey, right? And with like, they get, mashed potatoes and, there's obviously a thing of vegetables with it, right?
Yeah.
Well, chances are your mashed potatoes were made probably earlier in the day or even a different day and were frozen and or reheated. Your turkey, it was made probably that day, but it was still sliced, portioned, refrigerated, and then reheated in a microwave. And the vegetables were frozen, which frozen vegetables is fine.
Frozen veg is
I
fine.
can live with frozen vegetables. I mean, come on, that'd be like saying you don't like fucking French fries because they're frozen.
I mean, I'm actually very particular about my chips, but yeah. But in all fairness, frozen veg is fine because there's nothing wrong with frozen veg.
But
yeah, fresh is always better, but
that thing of vegetables, like the people that come eat in the evening, those vegetables have been on over a fire for like 5 hours.
So they're basically mush.
When my mom worked at the restaurant, well, I mean, she technically works there occasionally, but it's not anywhere near as consistent. It's more of like if somebody's, like a cook's going on a vacation or something, they need somebody to cover a day or two. But, like, we used to actually have a double boiler of mashed potatoes on Friday, right? And they stopped doing it because they kept throwing mashed potatoes away. Not because of the Fridays, but because they would do it on other days, and then they would throw them away because they get overcooked. My mom's never got overcooked because she would only turn the fire on if it needed heat. So they were never overcooked. They were always completely perfect, like the whole time. And I actually, the newer cook down there, I actually told him about that, and he'd worked with my mom a couple times. And, like, when he doesn't have somebody that's tampering with things and they actually have a double boiler on for that evening, for whatever reason, it doesn't happen very often, he does that. The mashed potatoes are fine. They're never overcooked. They're perfectly, and they still portion them out afterwards. After they've been sitting there on the double boiler all day. Like, if they're in the good condition, like that one. But the one day, right, his additional help for the evening was my boss. Like, the actual owner boss, as opposed to his son.
Okay.
And he turned it off so they wouldn't overcook. And the boss immediately turned them back on. He wonders why they end up throwing shit away. Why they can't run a double boiler and have proper fresh mashed potatoes is because you fucking don't know how to treat them.
That's why you just sit there and tell him, hey, when you turn it back on, you say, this is why we have so much waste at the end of the day. Turn it back off.
Listen, I've told him plenty of things. They don't listen to me. It's one of the big reasons why I want to go work somewhere else. Other than money. They can be good people, but when it comes to a fucking business thing, they do not listen to their employees. I believe they are right and they are infallible, and things they do are fine, and it's just like,
They
no.
Because they have the money, they control the money.
And they thought about trying to go to like one of these like the Gordon Ramsay, you know, like kitchen thing or like bar rescue, one of these rescue things. And I've told people if they did that, the first thing that would happen is every one of these microwaves would go straight out into the fucking trash.
Yep. Or what you tell them.
Microwaves are taboo for a proper restaurant.
Here's the thing, okay? If they ever tell you that again, just say, go watch some of them. So go watch some of the English one or American ones, whatever. The first thing.
That's the problem.
Then you should just like you've told him, but you should just say then, why do you want him to come here when you know the first thing he's going to do is throw away the microwaves? Because as he says to every single restaurant he goes into, why would anyone pay for microwave food? The first thing he asks is, has this been microwaved? And don't fucking lie to me. You know that. So why the fuck would you want someone to come in? Like, honestly,
worse, right?
Here's the thing.
If
You could just watch the show.
Job, right?
Well,
instead of making like proper mashed potatoes like they do for the restaurant most of the time, they'll buy like shit that you literally throw in a pot and boil it in bang.
Here's the thing, like you could literally watch that show and run a decent restaurant, because the trick to running a decent restaurant is it's not hard for a start. Yes, cooking is science and it is actually quite a complicated thing when you actually want to get into it. But realistically, the best way to run a restaurant is good, honest, simple food. People will pay for good, honest, simple food as long as the quality of ingredients is there.
If you're not selling as much of something on a given day, rather than devolving to making portions and reheating, just make a smaller amount. It's very easy to just make a smaller amount.
It's like the amount of times I've like, oh, this restaurant has like 700 things on their recipe, on their what's it called, on their menu and stuff. And it's like, why? Do the simple things right. People, that's all that people actually want. If you make a fantastic burger and fries, for example, people will come to you for a good. If you make that for a good price, people will come to you. It doesn't matter what else is on your menu. If you make the best burger and fries around, people will come to you.
You know how Gordon Ramsay says one of the biggest things about a good burger is about the seasoning and what you put on it and everything.
Bit of salt, bit of pepper, bit of salt, bit of pepper, bit of salt, bit of pepper.
Yeah, but I mean, like, actually, dude, our patties, they literally come frozen, they portion them out, put them in the reach-in where they end up thawing out, and then they literally just slap it on the fucking grill.
So yeah, like,
they don't stick like hardly anything.
Honestly, if they watch those shows, they should be able to fucking realize what's wrong with their restaurant and just fix their restaurant. If that's the case, if they're struggling,
that's
that is.
The problem. Any smart person would know what was wrong with the restaurant without those shows.
Well, the problem is that they're probably suffering from what some of those people do on those shows, and they think that their restaurant is just flawless. Why aren't we making money? It's not about location.
They're not operating in the red, so they'll never get help from any.
Well,
of
the thing is, it's not about location. It's not about any of that. It's literally about how good is the quality of your product. If your food is good, people will come to you. People will come from all over if your food is that damn good.
You don't need to make portions. You just need to have what you need. You can constantly make things fresh and not incur losses. Like, for example, their idea of home fries just irritates me, and I'll never buy them.
It's all about what type of restaurant they want to be.
Potatoes. They take the fucking potatoes, they stick them in the oven, they leave them in there for like 2 hours, then they take them out, throw them in a bucket, stick them in the walk-in, and then eventually they cut them up, and then they recook them on the grill or a pan.
It's all about effectively what they want their restaurant to be. If they want their restaurant to be a quality restaurant that basically people go to, that's fine. If they want their restaurant to be effectively just a fucking truck stop, then that's fine. You keep your microwave food. But if you want quality, and you want to be known for your quality, then you do not fucking sit there and give them fried beans and shit. That's fucking been microwaved.
Because, like, I hate to break it to you, right? Like, they sit here, and it's just like, oh, you know, a good evening. Oh, I had a good evening. It was over 100 people. Fucking 10 years ago, 150 was the average, and like 200 plus was a good evening. But nobody's willing to even notice this, even though I mentioned it.
Why don't you say to your boss, okay, yeah, like, implement these changes, see how it goes for a week. If they work, keep it. If not, if we get like more people over the course of wherever, or we get like more reviews.
I think, Greg, they're close enough to the line that instead of shouldering the fucking like 4% charge on a bill from the fucking credit card machine was enough that they put out a note and it's now passed on to people that pay with a card. I don't think that they're gonna fucking, you know,
wait,
they
charge people to pay with their own credit card.
Instead of paying the 4% cost that is added by using a credit card, it is now added onto the person's bill when they pay with a credit card.
What the actual fuck? I would never eat at your place just on that alone. If you're going to charge me to use my card, why would I? No. I'm being charged to actually be... I'm being charged to pay, effectively.
Exactly. Like, I can see the signs that have been going on at the restaurant for a long time, and I can tell you that at the current rate that things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if the place won't last 10 more years.
No, stop.
There was a point in time where the boss took up a second job as a realtor in order to keep the place afloat.
Thing is, I will say the boss is definitely thinking, but it's one of those things where I feel like those simple things can be just done. We'll turn like restaurant around, because again, every restaurant just needs to ask, why would anyone come here? Every place of food needs to ask, why would somebody come here rather than cooking at home? Where cooking at home is always going to be a cheaper option, but you're going to want better food than you would get at home.
And don't get me wrong, right? There are things that they do spectacular, right? Like, I've worked, you know, a number of shifts where I go in at 11. They stop serving breakfast at 11. Sometimes they'll have leftover pancake batter, and rather than throw it away, they, you know, just make pancakes for the employees. And their fucking pancakes are, like, probably the best pancakes I've ever had.
Okay, then why don't they...
probably one of their busiest times a day.
Then here's the issue. Why don't they have the pancakes always on the menu? If they're renowned for their pancakes, I think sounds like they are, because if their pancakes are that damn good, why are their pancakes ever taken off?
Because I don't know why companies do this thing where breakfast is only a certain period of time.
No, in the UK, all day breakfast is a thing. Most restaurants will do all day breakfast.
Like, if I come in and I want you to cook me up a couple of fucking eggs, why can't you cook me up a couple of fucking eggs?
I understand. Oh, sorry, we're out of them today. Whatever, that's fine. Everyone was out of shit. Fine, thanks. Like, for example, there's a place here, a supermarket, and it'll be your... Oh, is it... I don't know, whatever it is that you guys have or something? Or Walmart, that's it. I think it's Walmart. It's as it's called Asda. And our Asda near us, they have like a restaurant attached to it. And they do, genuinely, the best pizzas around. And they will do them all day until they close. But if they run out, they run out. And as I say to them, and as everybody has said to them in the actual thing, why the fuck do you not just buy genuinely a shit ton of bases? Because you know you're going to use them all. And they go, yeah, but we
also know that, right, when it comes to stuff like French toast, sausage, eggs, pancakes, you can just mix that fucking shit up in like 4 minutes. And you don't need to make an entire fucking pot. You can make that stuff so fast you can literally make it in an order.
That's even one of those things though. That's even one of those things though. Like those pancakes, if they're that good, why don't you tell your boss, why don't we just try doing all day pancakes? See if it keep them on the menu all day for like a few weeks. See if we get any more calls. Because people love our pancakes. Why not actually just always have them on the menu?
Well, I mean, I don't know if other people do. I think they're probably some of the best pancakes. Definitely better than my mom's pancakes.
Well, why don't you actually? Why don't you actively say to people, do you like our pancakes? Ask the customers.
I don't interact with people. People scare me.
But you've got to interact with people.
No, I'm the dishwasher. I don't interact with people at all. I think I don't like retail work because I end up interacting with people. Doordash is fucking hard for me because it's just like I'm just permanently fucking anxious.
Woo! Very shiny then. Back in 2 seconds. People just got back here. So back in 2 seconds. Well, that's why you can hear the barking and stuff. I just want to see who's coming in the door.
Not bad.
Back.
But I'm pretty sure the reason why they don't do it all day is because they use the grill for cooking that stuff for breakfast, and then obviously all the stuff they cook throughout the day would alter the flavor.
Sounds like it wouldn't matter.
Even though they only use half the fucking grill throughout the whole day anyway.
It sounds like it wouldn't matter if they're struggling. If you want, say something interesting to your boss. Say if we're struggling that bad, why don't you take a risk? Put you as management for a bit and allow you to make some changes. Fresh food.
I have the business sense for that.
It's not business sense. That's a risk. But hey, if it works.
I mean, in a way, it's common sense and decision making.
All I've got to say is, if they ever actually do get all those like people in who like a business angel or whatever to save it, and they ask you what do you think's wrong with it, you tell them all of it, because there's no way in heck you go down with the fire. You do not get a box because you want to be that person where, oh, what's wrong with it? Oh, our food is shit. We're
the worst you can do is add more fuel to it.
No, you sit there and say, well, when they say, oh, well, what do you think's wrong with it? You just say to them, well, the food is crap quality. It's all microwave crap. It's all this. And then when they sit there and they say, why have you not listened to this person? He's literally telling you everything that's wrong with your business. And they sit there and go, oh, he's the dishwasher, whoever you are.
That's the thing.
They go, it doesn't matter.
One of these services in, they probably, well, they're usually there for like, I know they'll often show up in the evenings, which is generally when I'll be there. If they asked me, I would outright tell them.
Yeah, and then when they always say that,
business will not listen to me. It'd literally be like those shows, like, why aren't you listening to this person? They know what the fuck's going on.
And at the end of the day, they'll go, oh, they're the dishwasher, and then they'll go, it doesn't matter. He's telling you how to fix your business. I don't need to be here. Like, I've seen episodes of that what is it, Hell's Kitchen or whatever, Kitchen Nightmares.
He eats the food.
No, I've seen episodes of that Kitchen Nightmares or whatever it's called. Hell's Kitchen, that's it, isn't it? That one. Or, no, it's Kitchen Nightmares, isn't it? Yeah. And he's actually sat there, and there's actually been one of the people in the UK who, where the actual, like, the cook, or not the cook, it's one of the lower downs, has literally told him everything that's wrong with the problem. And Gordon Ramsay even said, why are you not listening to this guy? I don't need to be here. He's telling you what's wrong with your company.
And, like, legitimately, this might sound like an absurd thing, but one of the reasons why I haven't quit and found another job is, and they've acknowledged it, they would be kind of screwed without me. Me being gone for 5 months when I was in Ohio was hard on them.
But yeah, like, you just have, like, it'd be actually hilarious, because, like, it's, running a business, don't get me wrong, it's hard. But running a restaurant like that, so many people get caught up in whatever, and they don't realise that when your company is struggling, okay, if you are in effectively a slow sinking ship, nothing is going to change unless you try something. So all you're going to do is make the ship sink faster and rip the band-aid off quicker if you don't try something like that.
One of these days, right, whenever I end up working during the day, and say I get some pancakes, right, because it was left over, I'd just be like, why is it exactly don't you serve breakfast stuff during the day? It wouldn't be that hard to whip this stuff up on the fly.
And they'll probably say because we're not allowed to.
Why would they not be allowed to?
Because it's just the company policy or whatever, it's what they do. The problem is, asking the cook or asking whoever's doing it.
I literally work with
my
boss and his son.
Then why? Then oh yeah, okay. If you're asking the actual boss, I say if you're asking the cook, it's fair enough. It's whatever. But if you're asking the actual boss, then yeah. Am I going to go on and go?
I bet you one of their arguments would be, "Oh, we're the only ones that really know how to make breakfast. So teach the other cooks."
Yeah, teach them. Why are they here? If they, as it's again what Gordon. No. It's another thing that Gordon Ramsay says. No, it's another thing that Gordon Ramsay says. You're the cook, yeah. Why do you not know how to make everything on this menu?
There's also the fact of Gordon Ramsay also says that you're the owner. You shouldn't be the cook. You should be able to go around, make sure everything's right, help people with everything.
Yes,
it's
but there's
okay
nothing.
You do some cooking, but you should not have a time period.
Yes, he shouldn't be. Well, no, he can have periods where he's just the cook, but as long as he also goes out and actually does owner things like meet the people and stuff like that, that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, like, yeah, if he's needed in the kitchen, get in the fucking kitchen. If you're the owner, you need to be able to do every aspect of the job, because if you're needed, you're needed. And the fact of the matter is like
Fridays, right? He's usually there, and he'll usually kind of be helping out front. And other than that, like, he's usually not even helping in the kitchen, because his son's usually the kitchen helper at that point. Well, actually, oftentimes when his son is there, he takes over the primary things, and the person that does the cooking on the days where he's by himself is the help.
But you are right in the regard of, like,
early because they work a lot.
Like I said, you are right in the regard of why, if they are that good, if the pancakes are genuinely that good, why don't they do them all the time then?
Why can't I be working on a fucking Friday or Saturday night and be like, I want some pancakes and sausage? Why the fuck can't I order pancakes and sausage?
That's something you ask your boss. That's a big Luna Garon.
Like, they have a breakfast dish, right, called the Magnificent Seven, which basically is an assortment of, like, breakfast things of your choosing and, like, sausage, stuff like that. And whenever I'd come back to visit, I would get that, because, like, the French toast is good, pancakes are good, like, all the breakfast stuff is good. But, like, a lot of the dinner stuff, I just don't taste anything. It just has. Like,
question: are there any other like pancake houses or whatever around, for example, or breakfast houses? Effectively, like, is all day breakfast even a common thing in America? Because if there's a niche, fill it. Because odds are everyone loves breakfast. Let's be honest, everyone loves breakfast. It's the best. It's the fucking. You ask anybody if they want an all day breakfast or whatever, they're gonna say yes. Breakfast has the best things on its menu.
What's really annoying is, like, if you search all day breakfast, their place shows up, but they don't serve breakfast all day.
That's a problem, because again, they're having customers being turned away then. Because if anyone asks for an all day breakfast and they can't get it,
like,
that's money out the till.
I think Does Bob Evans actually serve? I don't think Bob Evans serves all day breakfast. Oh no, it says our all-day menu featuring signature breakfast. So, like Bob Evans does. I know Bob Evans is actually.
That stunned me. Okay.
Huh?
No, I was just saying that this fucking move stunned me that Odogaron did. I don't know, fucking Lunagaron did. Actually, more I was just surprised that I was stunned by it. That's all. But yeah, like I don't know if they're like turning customers away, that's an issue. Ow! That did a lot of damage. Oh boy. Ah, fuck. Ah, I shouldn't have done that, I'm an idiot. Why is there a Rejang next to me? Wow, that didn't mount him. Okay. Oh, fuck off. That's annoying. He was mountable. Alright, I'm gonna restart this quest. Not going well. I don't feel like being under the pressure of a one cat. But yeah, you get yourself a fucking bed. Because at the end of the day, you're not got fucking much time before you go to work if you're gonna do that. Alright, back in a few and I'm just gonna pop to the shops. Oh, why's my stream quality so low? Wow, that is really low. I'll have to check that when I get back.